Are you a reno addict? You know what happens? You get someone in and you get the new kitchen, and then you go into the new kitchen and you think, my living room does not measure up to this new kitchen. I need a new living room, and the living room doesn't measure up to the powder room, so I need a new powder room, and it goes on and on and on. So Chris, we need to talk about how maybe we need to rack back our expectations, or maybe we just need to plan a little bit better, or know all of the things you need to know before you start a reno.
Correct. Well, I've been saying this to a lot of new clients this year, that renovations are highly addictive.
Yes.
Be careful. I start every job day one with saying, renovations are addictive, don't get hooked. And for the most part, nobody listens, because renovations they're really exciting. You know, you move into a new home. There's so much online and on TV that people want instant satisfaction, and there is a lot of satisfaction with renovations. But people don't realize how long renovations take. So, in fact, sometimes it's easier, I find, to build a new home from scratch than to renovate, right? Because a new home from scratch, you just start from scratch. You don't know. The second with the renovation, you start opening up the walls, you see the old structure, the old plumbing, so there's all these hidden variables that you don't know about. I find, in most cases, renovations always take 20% longer and cost 20% more.
Right.
Right?
You have to have that contingency budget.
You have to have the contingency.
Right, and most of us don't. And then what happens is you see something good, or you don't make a decision soon enough, and then you decide, well, I want these lights, these pretty lights, and then it's like, but you have knob and tube wiring. Like, we can't even worry about your pretty lights yet because your wiring's crazy. So it's all those things that you have to get fixed, and that they're surprise things.
Well, every little job hinges on all the other trades, and I try to advise homeowners to avoid making changes as the job goes along, because every little change, especially in a renovation, affects all the other trades. Like electrical, for example, if you want to put sconces in, you don't realize that the electrician has to come in, then the walls have to get patched, the drywallers. So it's a series of events, and it's a dominoes effect. So I like to say that renos are almost like a road trip. You need to have a map. You need to know where you're starting and where you're going, and stick to that timeline, stick to that map, because the second you veer off that, you don't know where you're going. And a lot of times clients, they just go totally rogue on me. And then I have no control where we're going to go, and they want this wrapped up. And all contractors, good guys, are busy. You know, we have a network of guys, and we're all busy. We're all highly booked. So I'd say stick to the plan, stick to the road trip, keep it to readily available stock items, right? Because the second you start getting into customization, the costs escalate, the timing escalates. Readily available stock items from big box stores will help you speed up the process of the job and ultimately get to your destination, get the job done.
I would even go even further to say you need a project manager if you are the person that is perhaps at home. That helps, or a designer. A lot of people think, no way, that's way too fancy for me. I don't have the money.
You need a project manager.
The thing about a project manager or designer is that's the person that's keeping the dance of the trades all together, the contractor as well, but everybody's on the same page, and they're making sure that things are done on deadline. You say be prepared as well, so you might need things like permits.
Yeah, depending on what you do. Anytime you do any real structural work, electrical work, you need permits. And it varies from one region to the next, right? Based on climate, based on weather. So I would say hire local contractors in your city, right? Sometimes going outside the larger urban centers, you might get someone who's cheaper, but the communication and the transportation is always an issue. So keep it local, keep your trades local, keep your contractor local, everything that's manufactured, keep it local.
Right. Delays and problems can be avoided if you, as you mentioned, hire local contractor in specific trades. Don't make changes or additions.
Don't make changes.
Cut it out.
Stop it. Customization's fun. I love customization. But it also ultimately adds to the duration of the project and the cost. And that's where the stress comes in. Like, renovations are highly addictive, but they're also really stressful. It puts pressure on the couples. It puts pressures on the general contractor, the project managers, and all your trades.
They call it divorce dust for a reason.
Yes.
If you're in marriage, there's two keys. Like, if you can travel together, in a long trip, okay, you might be able to make this relationship work. If you can get through renos together, okay, you might be able to make this relationship work, because it is tough. And I was in that situation of having a toddler, being pregnant, moving into another house that was being renovated, and living with our parents. Like, it's like we wanted a divorce. It's like, let's actually set the scene for us to break up forever.
Exactly.
Like, it's too much stress.
I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. So
and
really
people
think
pick up
about
on that.
it.
Everybody feeds into that
Totally,
stress.
it's
So
not cool.